Hey everyone, welcome back. It's Valagar Aloevain here. Alright, so we're on the fourth quest of the Gatekeeper's Chain. This one you pick up from Foxpaw, and it's called the Sacred Bounty, as you can see up here. And once again, the quest is located out in Cerulean Hills. So I'm actually going to start on my horse this time before heading in there. Alright, and just like before, we're gonna head on over to the quest. Trying to dodge some archer fire there. Alright, so unlike the other three from before that are located on the southwestern side of Cerulean Hills, this one is actually located on the southeastern
This caravan
side.
has been looted and ripped to pieces. Judging from the debris, this happened quite recently.
Basically, you make your way up to where the quest the captives is, and you can actually head south from this point here. There is a possible rare just up top here.
White marble ruins are all that remains of the once great temple to
Which
Aloevain.
does appear to be up, so we just said hello to them. So yeah, there's a chance that obviously the named boss here, nothing special out of them. And the quest itself is just behind the temple, heading down underneath. So just like before, we're going to step in on Reaper difficulty. Alright, so again, this quest we have optional to view all the visions of the past. And as you can see, it is a very, very deep and very, hard slant down. So another very unlikely candidate for someone who wants to become a druid is the Artifice.
You've entered the ruined temple by its long-abandoned rear entrance. Foxpaw came here to find some sort of sacred bounty. It's time for you to figure out just what that was. This otherwise tranquil chamber is tainted by the telltale scent of blood.
Alright, so as you can see, we do have several levers here which are not accessible. They're already placed in the correct positions. That was done by Foxpaw there, as you can see. Dead end, and then it's off to the east. Now I have searched in here, as you can see, though you do swim, it is not deep at all, not even deep enough to see what's under the surface. That is something that I always do whenever I see those types of any bit of water, even lava. Any type of liquid that you can swim in, I always check underneath to see what it is. It might just be a collectible, or it might have some sort of a secret under there. Alright, so as you can see, for the most part, this quest itself is a fairly straightforward one. There is an optional, however, which does require a little bit of thinking, but again, ultimately not too much. Alright.
The air grows more humid as you approach the next chamber.
Alright. So this is where it can get a little bit more tricky. So you'll see these runes here are lit up, blue and green. Those correspond to these here. So as you can see, we have lit up the crystal, but we need to light up both the blue and the green path in order to unlock that door. However, okay, what I'm gonna do here quick is I'm just gonna Alright, so yeah, it's supposed to be lit up. I'm not sure why it wasn't. So yeah, it's supposed to have the beam there. Now I do want to point out that in order to complete these quests, everything is actually already in its correct location. However, if we want to go down the side optionals and get all the extras, we do need to change them and go from there. So the first thing that I need to do is I need to change this puzzle.
The last piece of the tile puzzle falls into place, and the hum of a nearby magical barrier fades.
Alright, so we do have a shrine in here, as well as a whole bunch of enemies. And if you notice in the back right corner, we also have a lever, or rather, I should say the back right, because we walked past, but in the right there, we have a lever. And this is actually required in order to open up another secret optional towards the end.
A faint shudder reverberates through the temple as the lever is pulled.
Alright, so we got that. Now to repower this here, as we're done on this section. So we'll now just continue down the path here. Those lions did take a little bit of toll on me, so I'm just gonna heal up here a bit. Now I know I'm level 5 and still using this level 3. This level 3 is actually an add-on extra that you can get with purchasing the what is it? My mind's drawing a blank there. The Catacombs Extra Pack on DDO Market. I do want to point out that if you buy it through Steam, I know I myself play the game through Steam, but if you buy it through the Steam Market, a lot of times it doesn't properly come with everything as advertised. But keep in mind that is because it is a third-party sales. So whenever I'm purchasing anything for DDO, I always trust the dedicated source at DDO Market, and I definitely recommend doing that there as well. kind of look at
A
you're
thick
paying the same
clanking
price.
can be heard
Why
echoing
pay
down
through a
the
third
hallway.
party when you can pay direct?
Why is the sound of gears heard inside a temple devoted to the goddess of nature?
Alright. So again, it points off to our crystal here. And we have a crystal on this side as well. Now, as you can see, depending on which side this crystal is facing, is which door is open up. So, in order to get the full thing, we do need to change direction.
The crystal glows with light, and the
Which
barrier
unlocks this one
blocking
and
the
then
side
locks
room
that
fades.
one. So, again, this is the side path. Again, it has the lever in the corner there. Which again, we want to make sure that we
A
pull.
faint rumble can be heard echoing through the halls as the lever is pulled.
And then once again, I'm going to be turning this back to its original position here. Alright, and then before we do continue off down that path there, I'm going to go this path. Now I do want to point out these green tendrils, roots, you want to try to avoid them. As going through them, if you notice here, I did get an acid saving throw. And you're going to get one every time you go through them. Now it doesn't do a whole lot of damage, which is why my health is not actually changing. However, if you don't have the acid resistance that I have, here at level 5, I do have a 21 acid resistance. If you are lacking in that department, these will do damage. I do want to point that out.
A foul-smelling mist clings to the floor of this hall.
Oh, a whole lot of lag here. Even our buffs have paused. There we go.
The root wall falls away, and a strange creature, formed from twisted, acid-dripping vines, stirs to life. Into a mass of inanimate vines, you hear a distinct click from the western hall.
I'm so glad that wasn't a different kind of Reaper, and he chose to stay back there. So yeah, why I really enjoy this Illyri hireling is it has an ability called a Divine Vitality, which can actually restore spell points. And as well, because this hireling is a gold seal hireling, a permanent gold seal, it means I can dismiss them and summon them at any point throughout the quest. All it has is a 5-minute cooldown timer between when it was dismissed and when it can be summoned. So essentially I have an unlimited spell point regen. It just takes a little bit of time between each
The
one.
lever snaps into place with a satisfying click. With the third lever pulled, the sound of stone scraping on stone fills the halls of the temple.
Alright, so there's that third lever there, and as is said, you can hear that everything is completed. They do have another path here. Get ourselves a random loot chest. Alright, so now that we've gone and done all the optional bit here, all that we have left is actually send ourselves up. And I do want to point out, like, I'm going to go through this here. If you watch her hit points, they should be dropped, except if they choose to go around it. Yeah, so even the hireling's path around the vines there rather than going through them. I'm gonna see if I can Alright. Anyway, we're gonna continue heading down here. Now, as you'll notice, once we get through this door, we have 2 Temple Guardians on either side. And we'll have a giant hole heading down here.
Deep below.
Now, these, you can actually, as you noticed there, I did spot a secret door, and it does give us count for it. However, this secret door is a locked door, only openable if and when you pull all 3 levers there. And what it does is it gives you just a little bit of experience and another random loot generated chest. From here, it's just a fairly long spiral case all the way to the bottom. Now, directly to our left, or to the east on our map, we do have a little shrine. And again, I do want to point out that if we attempt to swim here, there is nothing here. Despite, you know, small little crevice here, it doesn't actually allow you to get in under that. Alright, so we're actually just about nearing the end of the quest here. Hopefully that stops soon.
You hear the scrape of metal claws on stone coming from the area. In the eyes of the mechanical guard as it focuses in on you. Into a heap, and sparks of electricity jump into the nearby rune-carved stones.
once we get here, we get actually
air grows
a
warm
fairly nice, serene
where the
little
light
location.
streams in from above
Fungus
the
hiding in
stone
the water
circle.
here. But it is a nice, beautiful tree and around a nice
A single
Stonehenge.
massive apple rests on the ground beside you.
So we're gonna use
It
the
seems to
vision
glow
here.
with a faint inner light.
And that's it for this
You
quest.
found the sacred bounty
So,
Foxpaw
as you
was
notice,
looking for.
not as much
Now
experience
to
as
return to
the
the
others.
gatekeepers and tell them
A
what
little bit
happened.
less, but still fairly decent amount for the amount of time it takes to get through. Of course, you can just blitz through a little bit. And then I also want to point out that this chest, again, is the end chest and can have some named items. That's not too bad for random generated there. And we actually did not luck out. We got no named items out of that. Alright, generally speaking, I won't be re-rolling all the chests. There are just some quests like this one here that I do still re-roll, because there is some gear that I am looking for out of these chests. And that was the last one here located in the Cerulean Hills. Now we do have one last part to the Gatekeeper's quest. It is supposed to be the last part that ties everything together. So make sure to stay tuned and catch that in the next video. Alright, well, thank you guys all for watching, and I will see you guys later. Have a good one all.